Karla Faye Tucker. Here, still before her execution, in the prison where she remained for 14 years, before finally being given the fatal injection on the 3rd of February, 1998. On the 13th of July, 1983, while she was heavily under the influence of drugs, she and her friend Danny Garrett brutally murdered Jerry Dean and Deborah Thornton. Ron, Deborah's brother, who was very close to her, heard by telephone about the horrible death of his sister.
I come in from my job at 5 o'clock in the evening after a hard day's work, and I get in and my phone rings, and the first thing I know, guy's on the phone saying, my dad's on the phone saying, hey, you need to come over to the shop. I'm like, what's up? He says, your sister's been murdered. I'm like, no, Sure enough, she was. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they'd kill my sister. Now, I really couldn't believe it when I saw the pictures on the TV. I mean, it's a situation where when you're looking on your TV and you see the bodies of two people being loaded into an ambulance, you just can't believe that those things would happen. My sister raised me. My mother died when I was 5 years old. My sister raised me. I had no brothers. I had one sister. And my sister was murdered. She was very special. Very special. I mean, she made sure that I had clothes to wear. She made sure there was food on the table. She slapped my hand if I did something wrong. She made me do my homework. She helped me. She taught me. Just like my mom. It made me sick to know what they did to my sister, the way they left that pickaxe left in her heart. The bodies were mutilated. The bodies suffered over 25 or 30 puncture wounds on each body. It was a situation where my sister was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Prosecutor Joe Magliola called it a horrendous crime in closing arguments. Tucker had ordered Thornton to put a blanket over her head while she repeatedly struck Dean with a pickaxe that the cable TV technician just happened to have lying beside his bed.
They came over here to steal motorcycle parts. They found Jerry at home, and they decided to kill Jerry. When they did, they also discovered my sister. They had to kill her too to keep from having a witness. This is when my mother was still alive. I was about 3 years old then. This is Debbie, and this is myself. And then this picture here was taken, excuse me, in the back of my grandmother's house. This is Debbie here. This is myself. And Debbie wanted to find my natural father, because we were both being raised by a man that adopted us, because my mother divorced my natural father when I was like a year, 2 years old, something like that. So she chose to leave home, and she came to Texas to find her natural father. She knew that he was in Texas.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child.
When I became 15, which was 3 years after she left, I chose to leave home. I wanted to find where my sister was, and I also wanted to find my natural father. When I finally got down here, I started doing drugs. I got involved in drinking, smoking marijuana, taking LSD, all kinds of different drugs. Whatever I could get my hands on, I would take. Anyway, to make a long story short, they found the body of my sister in an apartment. She had a 3-foot pickaxe left buried in her heart, and they didn't know who did it. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later that they finally figured out who did it. Karla's sister and her brother was afraid that they were going to be killed next because they knew what had happened. And they told him that they knew who the pickaxe murderers were. And they were guilty, they admitted it.
Prosecutor Joe Magliola said Arnold was brilliant to admit his client's guilt. He looks to a tough battle getting the death penalty.
She is young, she's female, she's a person who ordinarily capital cases are not even sought against, or capital punishment is not sought against.
Well, my feelings towards Karla and Danny was sheer hatred. I wanted to kill them myself. I wanted to take that same pickaxe and leave it buried in my in Karla's chest, just like it was left in my sister's chest. I don't think it's right to kill, but I couldn't deal with it, and I wanted to get even. I just wanted to kill him.
While Ron was unable to cope with his grief and rage on account of the murder of his sister Debbie, something took place in the prison in which Karla was held, which would have a big effect on her life.